GE 103 Autocad 3D modeling cabin project part 4 doors. Well, I got a little information to share with you as before we get into doors, and I've also got a little housekeeping that I want to take care of. We've got our project here in front of us, and we've got probably more stuff in the way than we need. So I'm going to go and I'm going to go up to my layer manager, and I'm going to open that right there. And I'm going to double click on layer 0 if you're not. And I can go in here to 1/2 inch plywood and freeze that. Go into 3/4 plywood and freeze that. Floor joists and freeze those. And trusses and freeze those. And there you go. We are now down to our basic studs, top plate, bottom plate, or sole plate. Okay. So here I'm in the front view, and I'm going to use my Z spacebar, W spacebar, to zoom in a window to here, so you can see this. We'll close out our layer manager there. And I've got a little drawing in here that shows you the basic layout of basic framing. Bottom plate or sole plate, we know about. Top plates, we know about those. We know about studs so far, but now there's some new terminology that you want to start to learn. There is an opening for a door and an opening for a window. And the opening is a predefined opening. We're going to use the standard 3.0, 2.0, 2.6, 2.4 door openings and 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, 6.0 window openings, okay? We'll talk about those in a little bit. But if you look at the door opening, it's actually bigger than the door itself. The door itself is a 3.0 door means it's 3 feet wide, so it's 36 inches. And their standard is 80 inches tall, so 36 by 80. But the actual opening is bigger than that because we have to put a door jamb around it, and we have to put a door sill below it. So there is a stud to the outside here called a king stud, which is just like a regular stud. It goes from the sole plate clear up to the top plate. Then inside that is what we call a trimmer on either side, and that's going to hold up this thing called the header, which is a heavier piece of material that you can see that takes and supports the span that we're going across. And depending on the span, as you are all engineers, you'll know you'll have to engineer that span. So depending on the distance, this header may have to be bigger. Okay? And then finally, down there's a sill plate here, which is the base of the window. And below that, the fill part, because we need to have something to nail the sheetrock to, is called a cripple. If we go over here and look at our rough framing, so it's Z window again, and see if we can get to zoom in a little bit more. And I'll get this up out of the way. Okay. Getting the rough opening size the first time will save you from a lot of frustration. And installing doors, framing rough opening sizes are really quite simple. You want to add 2 inches to the width of the actual door. So if we're doing a 3.0 door, which is a 36-inch door, we would want a 38-inch wide opening. And you should add 2.5 to the height of the actual door. So our door is 80, so that's going to be 82.5. So 38 by 82.5 is the opening that we want to have. So we're going to work with that dimension to begin with here. Okay. So I'm going to go out here and pause for a second and then zoom. And I'm going to go down here and turn off my dynamic. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to make an opening and a door, and I'm going to show you a little trick, and then that's going to show you about one of our tools, which is subtraction. So I'm going to go up here We said that we wanted a door of 36, and we know it needs to be 2 inches wider. So I'm going to go length and F8 to make sure it's an ortho. And I'm going to go 38. Enter. And I know that the thickness is going to be 5.5. Enter. And I know my height is going to be 80 plus 2.5. So 82.5. Okay. This is my rough, what we call a rough opening. It has nothing to do with my door right now. That is my rough opening. Okay. So now I'm going to make another one of these, and this is going to be the actual door. Okay. I'm going to go length, F8, and 36. Enter. 5.5. Enter, because it's already there. And now I'm going to go 80. There we go. And I'm going to take that, and I'm going to move this prop and put it right on the midpoint of that other project piece. If we swing around here, you can see what that looks like. Okay. There is a frame all the way around, except at the bottom. Okay. So now I'm going to go up here, and we haven't used solid editing. We're going to go to solid subtract. We haven't used this before, I don't believe. I'm going to pick on the object I want to subtract from. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to pick the object I want to subtract. And then I'm going to hit enter, and we have a clear doorway. I'm going to go back into my world here. I'm really having a lot of trouble. I don't know if it's my graphics card or I got too much going on, but I'm having a little problems getting myself into the ortho orbit I want. So I'm just going to use my orbit because orbit will work just fine. May not be the perfect home, but it'll work just fine. Now I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to go to box again, and I'm going to pick up, and I'm going to go L for length always. Enter. Now, and F8. Now this wants to be 36. Okay. Enter. And this wants to be 2 for the width of the door. And this wants to be 80 for the height. And I'm going to take that door, and I'm going to go up here to wireframe so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to pick and move from the midpoint to the midpoint. And there is my door. And when we go back to hidden, you can see that we now have this frame all the way around it. Okay, so that's how we build a door. Now we need to go in here and cut a hole in this stuff. Now we could go in here and trim each one of these studs and do all that, and that's, if you want to do that, that's great, but I'm going to show you how I do it. So I'm going to go back over to box, and I am going to pick that point right there and that point right there, and I'm going to raise it right up here to that point right there. And then I'm going to take that and move it. Oops, moved the wrong one. Where is it? There it is. Move. There it is. Great. Don't know how I picked that thing over there, but I did somehow. I'm going to undo this. That's pretty silly. I don't know what I did over there. But somehow I grabbed that other piece over there. So I'm going to go over in here and find, there it is. And move this. There it is. And then I'm going to pick it right here in the front, and I'm going to grab this grip here in the front, and I'm going to pull it out a little bit. Just so it's a little bit bigger. It doesn't matter. This is my rough opening height and width. And now the depth is a little more than I need. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to put my door over here. I'm going to put it in the middle. It'll be easy to put it in the middle. So I'm going to go move, and I'm going to pick my midpoint, and I'm going to go over here and find the midpoint on my sill down here. I'm going to go right down to the bottom of it, okay? And you can see that we're right on the edge right here of one of our studs. So I'm going to watch this little trick. I'm going to move, and I'm going to pick that corner there. I'm going to grab my opening and move it again down, and I want to be in ortho. I don't know why I'm not in ortho. There I am. Oh, and I can't. The reason I can't go down is why? Because I'm in world, so I need to change this to front. I'm going to go pick this and move this. I know how thick that is. That's 1.5. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go to subtract. I'm going to pick this stud and this stud, and I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to pick this right there, and I just subtracted it. Oh, I should have picked the king stud down below too. So I'm going to undo that. I can do this correct. So go to subtract, pick my bottom plate and these two studs, go enter, and then pick my opening, and then click enter. I just cut all that stuff out of there. Notice this change to the two. These are now connected. Whenever you subtract, these are going to be connected. Okay, there's nothing I can do about that unless I want to do multiple cuttings. Okay, and I'm not going to do that for right now. Now I'm going to take my door. I'm going to move it, and I'm going to pick this corner right there. And I'm going to put it right there, okay? And I need to move this over 1.5 inches because I need to have my king stud in here, okay? So I'm going to move this out. And here's how I move stuff. I move things. I move them an amount that I can use all the time. So I'm going to move this 66. Okay, so I just moved it out 66. Now I'm going to come in here and go and do my move face thing. Move face. I'm going to pick this, and I'm going to go over 1.5. Okay, great. And I am going to copy this, put that right there, okay? And then I just realized I need to move over another 1.5 the other way. I'm going to come in here. I'm just having to go really slow when I pick on my view cube now. Oh man, it just does not want to do this. I don't know if it's my Autocad or what's going on. So I'm going to have to be using my orbit here because I'm having problems with my Autocad as far as it moving things around. I'm going to go to here, and I already have my move face right up here in my little thing, and I'm going to pick that, and I'm going to go 1.5. I'm going to move this back 1.5. Is this going to be right? And as a header here for a 3.0 door, I can get away with a 2x6 on edge, and we use 3 of them on edge. So I'm going to go in here, use my orbit. Come on, orbit. I'm going to move up these. I'm going to go move face, pick that, and go up 5.5. And I'm going to move this face 5.5. Okay, great. Use my orbit again to bring myself down here. Okay. And then I need a 2x6, so I'm going to go in here. And I want to go to home. Go to world, great. And I want to draw a 2x6 on edge vertically this way. So it tells me I want to be in the left, so I'm going to go grab that and go to left. I'm going to go up to my box, over here, go length. Make sure and notice it's staying for some reason in ortho this time. So I'm going to go 5.5 and 1.5. And I'm just going to stretch it a length like that. Grab this and move this. And I'm going to put it right here on the bottom of that. Okay, and then I'm going to move it from that point there to that point there. And then I'm going to come and I'm going to go move face. I'm going to pick this right here and go to perpendicular. There we go. And then I'm going to, oops, did I go too far over here? I did. I'm going to move this back. My bad. Let's move this out. Let's go into world. Let's move this out. Let's go out 66 just like we did before. And come around here. I'm going to move that back, move face. Back 1.5. Okay. Hopefully that worked. Okay. Move 66. And it didn't, so I'm going to have to go in here and get it again. So I'm going to move it this way. I'm just going to move like 6 just to get it out of the way. Go to move face. Pick that face. Point, go sideways, and 1.5. Great. Move back. Move back 6. It should be flush with that. Great. And I'm going to go up here to my wireframe. I can see stuff, and I'm going to go copy. I'm going to put this one there, and this one there. Okay, great. And what we do then is we move this, and we're going to move it 1.5, which is a little too much, I think. Let's move it. Let's undo that and move it 1. Try 1. Move it 1. There we go. Leaves a gap in there, but that's just, we'll stuff that with insulation. Okay. And hidden frame. There we go. That looks good. So then we got our studs there. So now if I move this back in here, so what I'm seeing is now I need to move these back a little bit. So I'm going to use my orbit here and get around here. And I got to do move face and 1.5. Great. And swing around. And move face. And 1.5. Okay. And then I'm going to take this stud right here and move it. I'm going to move it right over here, just out a little bit, maybe 3 inches, just so I can get it out, so I can get it attached to it. And I'm going to move face. I'm going to move that face from that point. I'm going to reach down here and touch that point. Great. And I'm going to take that. I'm going to move it and put it right here on the corner. Okay, good. And I'm going to grab that, copy that, and put that one right over here. And I have another stud in here. I think I do. Do I, or did I go here and change it to something I can see? Nope. I must have grabbed that stud and moved it. So anyway, so I'm going to take the stud next to it, and copy that. Pick that point right there and put it right there. There we go. So there's our king stud right there. This is a king stud, and that's a king stud. This is our header, okay? This is our standard stud. Now, if we take this and move this back, hopefully this works. 66. Oh, so good. If I come around front, it just does not like me. Let me know if you're having problems with that too. I don't know quite what's going on with Autocad this morning, but I'm just trying to figure this out. And part of it is right there. Okay, great. So cool. So now if we happen to turn this to a different color, just so we can see the difference, I'm always a big fan of changing things in color. So I'm going to go in here, go to my layer manager. I'm going to create a new layer called door, and comma, and door frame. Okay. And I'm going to make my door frame. Just a moment. Okay. And make my door. How about we make our door red? Okay. Okay, I'm going to take my door and put it on the door layer, which will turn it red. And I'm going to take my door frame and put that on the door frame layer. Okay. There we go. And these could be put on 2x6 layer. There we go. And there is our door, guys. And then if you want to be really cool, we're in world, so I should be able to go here. I should be able to go to my 3D rotate. Down here and put it right on that corner. Pick my blue and type in 45. Oh, look at that, I just opened the door. I just opened the door. Is that cool or what? Okay. Okay, next one's going to be on Windows. So we're slowly getting there. Let's turn on our layers here. So grab everything in here and turn them all on. There we go. It's starting to look a little bit like a little cabin. I'm liking this. This is great. We're getting there. Slow but sure, but we're getting there. Okay, next will be doors. And then it's up to you to put them where you want and those kinds of things. And then I'm going to work on a little bit on interior. Okay? Take care.